Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, she nailed it. She's a pro.
Yes. I'm glad.
All right, welcome back to Lady on the Street podcast. We're starting today. It's a little bit different in that it's daytime. Normally we're shooting these at night, but it's a new week, another episode, and once again, the excitement is real, y'all. We are officially 9 episodes in. So today's guest is someone who I know has quickly learned how to navigate her way from a stay-at-home mom to a full-time business owner in SA. She's a prime example of taking something you're already good at and learning how to capitalize on it. From the time I first met her to every time in between, she and her girls' outfits are always on point, let me tell you. So knowing how to put together a good outfit is just ground zero for what she's doing. Running a local boutique, offering online shopping, it takes so much effort, business savviness, and obviously commitment. So juggling these things on the daily is something that this lady knows all about because after all, it's a mom thing, right?
Yes, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we have Lindsay with It's a Mom Thing Boutique. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Good, me too. I was hoping, because it's kind of gloomy, so I was like, I hope she's not one of those people who doesn't like to drive in the rain.
No, I was ready with my umbrella.
Okay,
good.
Good.
I was like, hopefully we're still on.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, please, let's not cancel.
No.
Okay, so it is, what's today? Saturday, right?
Yes.
Saturday afternoon, literally like 12 o'clock right now.
Yes.
And what are we having? Something unusual.
Yes. It is a mango white claw.
Mango
My
white
favorite.
Claw. Yeah, so I bought like the big giant cans and I was like, I don't know if we should hold big giant cans of White Claw. Now I'm second guessing. We probably should have. But...
Right.
All right, well, cheers.
Cheers. I don't want to spill it. So good.
Why do you like White Claws?
I guess now that I hit my 30s, it's good on the headaches. I don't have any more headaches in the morning. The hangovers are no hangovers.
Yeah.
So White Claws, they're the best.
They're the way to go.
Yeah.
I wonder like why we haven't had them sooner, right? Because they're fairly new in the alcohol industry, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yes.
I mean, what did people have before that? Gin and tonic?
Yes.
Right?
I mean, I would drink everything.
What would you drink? Yeah.
I would drink Jack, Jaeger. I would all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, and then I wouldn't have hangovers. But then, of course, once I hit late 20s, 30s, no, forget it.
Yeah.
So White Claws it is.
White Claws it is. I feel like that's the same thing that a lot of people in their 30s now are like. White Claws are the go-to.
I know it is.
Or any hard seltzer, right?
Right.
Okay, so hold up. The only thing is they make me burp. So.
Like, wait.
So I know, I'm like, hold on. Let me not get that ASMR. Nobody wants that. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you obviously about your business and how it got started. But before we get to the boutique, you were a stay-at-home mom for quite some time. How long did you do that?
So I was a stay-at-home mom for 5 years. Prior to that, I was working in the bank industry. I was there a total of 10 years. So I was doing that for a while. And then once I got pregnant with my oldest, my husband and I decided, you know what? This is, the route we're going to go. So I became a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 5 years. I mean, it goes by fast, but when you're in it, and it's so hard.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So when I thought, leaving my, I guess, career, I thought, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm not going to work. I thought I was going to have it easy.
Yeah.
And then little did I know within, the first month of having a newborn that it wasn't so easy after all, So it's going from an 8 to 5 job to 24/7, just constantly on the go and constantly just making sure my, they're not getting anything in their mouths or, just feeding them, just kind of, it was a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And I feel like it doesn't get, it's starting to because more people on social media talk about it, but like being a stay-at-home mom is probably the hardest job because it's never ending.
For me, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never ending. Andy works from home now, and so that's one thing that we're like, he's like, well, you get to leave and go to work, and I'm like, I know, but it's not like I set you up for that,
I tell Robert the same thing, and I tell him, you get to leave and you get to talk to adults,
Yes.
and you get to have lunch,
Yeah.
with your friends. And he's like, they're not just my friends,
Yeah. Yeah. They're like
but
friends by proxy, right?
right. And so he's like, it's not my choice,
Yeah.
but yes. So at home, I'm there with my kids, and so anytime I get to go out with friends or socialize, it's always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about like what did you like? What did you maybe dislike? What was the most challenging thing for you during that time?
Um. Again, like I guess the challenging was just being alone because I guess my family, they live in Fort Worth, so you know family is very limited here, like on my side.
Mhm.
And so I was just kind of alone by myself with the girls. And so it was really hard in the beginning, but then I just learned to, um, take care of myself, do self care. It's very important that I learned throughout the time. I didn't learn early on, but throughout the years, taking care of myself was very important. So that was very challenging for me. But of course, the good things is, and the wonderful thing is, I don't get to miss a memory,
Yeah.
and I'm always there. And still to this day, my girls are now in school, so I'm there volunteering, or I'm there, just showing my face
Yeah.
for them. Yeah.
That's awesome. I think that one thing that I don't want to say regret, but one thing I always feel guilt for is that
Mhm.
because I have, a regular like 9 to 5 job,
Mhm.
it's not as easy for me to like volunteer or do PTA or a lot of
Yeah.
the things that I wish I had the time to do, but I know I can't commit to that.
Yes.
So it's really nice that you guys are able to do that and that you see that
Yes.
as one of the positives, because
Yes.
it takes a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Well, good. That's awesome. So 5 years stay-at-home mom. When
Mhm.
did you decide, like this is not that it's not enough for you, but
No.
like that you had a plan, you wanted to do something more?
I wanted to do something more, definitely. Already my girls were starting to get older, and I felt like I was having more time. I can, take on more roles and tasks. So I started thinking about, first, I got my degree in business. So I knew I wanted to do something more. I was thinking maybe I should get a full time job. But again, I needed to be flexible in with the time that I had with the girls. I needed to pick them up, stuff like that. So I just started thinking of what I needed to do. So um, I knew I needed to, I started thinking of owning my own business. I was like, maybe I can open my own business. But then again, I've never thought of that before. I never thought of opening my own business until I started, till I had my girls, and I knew I needed to had to work around them. So it was about in 2020, I was thinking of opening my business, early 2020, and then I brought it to my husband's attention, and but shortly thereafter, the pandemic came along.
Yeah.
So once the pandemic came along, we decided, you know what, let's just hold on to this and we'll just wait it out. So we did. And I opened my clothing online boutique until October of 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you had I'm going to sidetrack really quickly. Every time I do one of these, I keep saying awesome, cool. I'm like, stop reacting like that. It's the most like anyway.
It's all right.
Okay, so you so 2021 you said, right?
Yes, I opened my
So
online boutique.
I guess how did you know anything about opening a boutique, navigate? Did you know anyone who could help you, or you just kind of just like,
I did it all by myself.
yeah,
Yes, I did it all by myself because at first what I started thinking of, what are things that I love to do, during the season. And of course, being a mother is my priority, but then also I love fashion and I love helping people. And so I wanted to, that's where it kind of came about. And once I told my husband, he said, go for it. So I started doing my research all by myself.
yeah?
So from how to start, where to get my clothes, how to start a website. I had to do my own research on that.
How challenging was it? I mean, from like just the thought to making it actually happen, I guess. How long did it take you?
It took me a good, like I said, I had 2020 to really, do my research
Hmm.
and, just figure it, the ins and outs of it. So it took me a while because I've never created a website before. So I
Yeah.
had to look on how to start that and then create the website. So it took me, months. It took me months
Yeah.
to get it all together.
What has been your favorite thing about creating this boutique?
I love it because I get to meet new people. I get to, we have also a market to where we're able to go, all the, fashion business owners, and we can see the new trends coming along for the upcoming season. And, just being around people and just building women's confidence.
Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome. That's again. Take a drink every time I say awesome.
Awesome. It's awesome.
Can you pull this closer to you a little bit?
Yes.
Yes, like that.
There.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about, I guess, whenever you're going to these markets
Mm-hmm.
and you're having to select, I guess, maybe how many new pieces are you selecting, and then what goes into
So
choosing?
when I've gone to my markets, it's in Dallas. So there's several throughout the United States, but I go to Dallas and it is a 15 floor building full of vendors. And in each floor, there's different vendors. So I'll just scope, I go through, more or less the floors um, that are to my style. So I'll go and pick things out that I want for the upcoming, season. So it just depends. And then also you're able to just purchase items there, bring them back, and yeah, just put them in my little shop.
Have you ever gone and been like, I hate everything. There's nothing that's really standing out?
No, there's so much. I guess, there's so much. And then there's thousands of women and there's men there as well. And they're just shopping. And so you kind of tend to just find, there's so much to look for.
Yeah.
So no, it's really fun.
That sounds
Yes.
like fun. Where did the name come from? Like, how did you even consider it's a mom thing?
Well, because, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and whenever I started thinking of a business name, I started thinking of things that I love and just being a mom, and I want to help other women and other moms as well because we can relate. So that's where I started jotting down other names, and I was like, no, that it just doesn't go. It just doesn't fit for me. But it's a mom thing, definitely just hits, and just I can totally relate to it.
I love that. You also have kind of like a shop here in San Antonio, right?
Mhm.
Tell
Yes.
me that's a big transition to offering only online only
Yes.
and then building your own like in-store boutique.
Yes.
How did that work? How does that
So I opened my in-store location the following year in September of 2022. And so the way it works is it's a building with over 200 businesses in there. And so you're able to shop the whole, shop around and then at the front to check out. So, but it's just a great concept. When I heard about it, that they were gonna build one here, I had to get a spot there. So we've been open since September of 2022 in Painted Tree Boutiques.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So how did that help the business aspect? Did it really give you like that?
Yes. So I love it because which I totally understand, a lot of, women, they don't want to have that shipping fee or they don't want to pay a shipping fee. And I totally get that. So to have a local, in-store location to where they're able to pick up their location or their items for free, it just definitely helped business.
Do you have do you have a favorite memory of like your entire time? Was it your first sale? Is it opening that boutique? What's like the thing that stands out to you that you made you feel like, gosh, I really made this happen?
Yes. And it would be opening my in-store location. So it felt more real,
Mhm.
because I was actually outside of my house. I was actually outside of, my comfort zone. And I was in a building. I was like, wow, with other business owners,
Yeah.
and it just felt so nice to know that this is something that I thought about. And now I just brought it to reality.
Ah,
Yeah. It's just so nice.
I love that for
Yeah.
you. It's funny because something is so, I don't want to say simple, but like clothing, sometimes people don't realize like clothing makes a difference. I
Yes.
find that so when I get up in the morning, I literally get dressed for work every single day. Same office, same building. Somebody could go to my job
Mhm.
in pajamas, and it's okay. Like, yeah,
Really?
they don't have to. There's no like
Dress code.
dress code, so you
Oh,
can wear
okay.
whatever you want. So I will have people that are like, "Why do you get dressed every day? How
Yeah.
could you get dressed every day?" And I'm like, it literally, like, even in the pandemic, it changes my entire mood, you know?
Yes, it does.
So in the pandemic, when I was working from home and I would wear like, I guess the first month, I was like, oh, pajamas every
Yeah.
day. That's great, you know? And then I was like, I get bogged down. I'm like, I feel just like, you
Yes,
know?
yes, I totally get it. That's why even at home, now, I mean, I do the same thing. I have that option. Do I want to stay in my pajamas all day, or do I want to dress up, put some makeup,
Yeah.
and I can definitely feel the difference whenever I just put a great outfit on, put some makeup on, and it just makes me feel so much better,
Yeah.
and that I can do more inside the house and errands or whatever.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So do you feel like I mean, you said you're helping women, obviously, but like, what does that part feel like to you when you help somebody like either piece together an outfit or
Yes.
give them the confidence by putting something on that maybe they wouldn't have without
Hmm.
coming across your boutique or without your help?
It feels so nice. I also attend markets every first Saturday of each month at Helotus. So I'm able to actually meet the customers and help them and be there. So just to know that they come back every month and I know them by name, and some of them text me, and so we become friends. And so just to know that I'm also building this relationship with people, I love doing that. I love it. So it's just a great feeling.
What have your girls thought about it? Like, how, I mean, they see their mom, doing
Yes.
something major, but how do they respond? Because they're characters.
Oh my gosh. So they wanted to be here today. They asked
Oh.
me if they could be here, and I said no. But if they could, they would.
Yeah.
Um, but no, they love it. So they see me dressing up, or when I take my pictures for my website or social media, do a little video. I mean, literally, the camera's right in front of me. I'm taking pictures, and they're sitting right behind the camera. So they're constantly watching me, wanting to dress up, putting on makeup, and be in front of the camera.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. They are so cute. And it's it's really nice to hear you saying that, like, behind the camera, they're there
Oh,
watching
yes.
everything you're doing,
Everything.
and they're soaking up that confidence because
Mhm.
it takes a lot to put yourself online the way you do,
Yeah.
and but it's crucial. It's a crucial part
Yes.
to your business.
Yes, marketing is very important. So to get out there to talk and to let people know about the business is very important. But they see me, and I've never done something like this before. But this morning, I was just letting my youngest know. She said, "Mom, are you nervous?" And I said, "No, baby, I'm not. I'm not nervous. I'm actually excited." She said, "I'd be nervous." And I was like, "No, you can do anything that you put your mind to." And there I am encouraging her, and I'm just trying to set that example for them.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good to hear. I'm sorry they couldn't come.
Yeah.
Well, I have
It's
to.
okay.
I think it's funny too a little bit because we're here. Like, setup is in my house, obviously. So right upstairs are my daughters,
Yeah.
and sometimes I'm like, are they listening? I'm like,
Yes. You don't think they are, but they
they
are.
are.
They
Yes.
are.
Sometimes they'll come back with something I said like weeks
Yes.
before, and I'm like, you weren't supposed to know
Oh my
that.
gosh. My oldest, she sounds exactly like me.
Yeah.
And I told my husband, I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yes.
So
We're gonna
they're
get there, actually.
okay, okay.
So we talked a little bit about how you love clothes,
Yes.
and I wanted to ask, what's a trend that you just like cannot stand right now?
I cannot stand.
Yeah, I guess
Um,
both. What's something that you're like can't do it, and then something that you are
oh my
loving?
gosh. Something that I can't stand. Um, well, let me tell you what I'm loving.
Okay.
So I love the wide leg pants. They're back in.
Mhm.
So I love that the whole 90s. I love that.
Yes,
If I could wear that crop,
I know.
I totally
Yeah.
would. Stuff like that. I just love the whole 90s vibe. I love the neutral colors, and I love the style that's in right now. Um, let me see what I don't. I'm just trying to. I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay, yeah. No
I'm trying.
biggie.
What about you?
I mean, I feel like I'm not really trendy, if that makes
Okay, okay,
sense. So
okay.
like I feel like I have like the same kind of style
All the
all the
time.
time.
Okay.
I and mainly because I'm too nervous to like go outside my
Yeah. Really?
comfort zone. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But when I see people wearing like other, newer things, I'm like, that looks
It
good on them,
does.
It
Yeah.
looks good on people. So, and again, I think it goes back to like they're just clothes, so you really could wear whatever you want
Yes.
as long as you have the confidence to do it.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. If you have confidence, and I tell, my kids too, I said, as long as you feel confident, that's all that matters.
Right.
And so, but yeah, I like staying up with the trends and, just making myself feel better.
Yeah. I guess one thing that I've seen recently is like, and this is not by any means the daily like person's going to be wearing this, but on red carpets I've seen people wearing like the no pants trend. And I'm like, it's like a bodysuit kind of thing. And
Yes.
I'm like, I do actually, I thought of
You
something.
found one.
Yes, I found one. So, like sporty, what is it? Athleisure, athletic wear. Everybody's into that, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
But right now, there's these like it's like a full one piece bodysuit. It's like a spaghetti strap down to your.
Oh,
And
yes.
I'm like, kudos to the girls that are wearing that because obviously whoever you want can pull it off. But yeah.
Yes.
But I'm like, would I wear it? Like, no. And I'm like, how is this
Yes, I've seen it
outside clothing? Like,
I've seen it on social media where
Yeah.
they'll just have that one piece bodysuit.
yes.
Yeah.
It's very Skims like, I guess,
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, isn't that supposed to go under?
Like all in the clothes, right?
Or
No.
there's also like the pilgrim look that's like around. Have you seen? So like if you go to there's like social media things on about Target and they're like they're out here trying to have us looking like
Okay,
pilgrims.
one thing you kind of okay. So right now the blue jean skirts are in,
Mhm.
but they go, past the knee.
Yeah.
That I cannot wear. I cannot do that one because I don't think I look good in that one.
It's funny because I've seen that actually like
Yes.
just the other day and I was like, what would you wear that with,
Yeah.
But yeah, the 90s style is definitely coming back.
Yes.
So.
The chokers, very cute. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so take me back to high school, Lindsay. What were you wearing in high school?
Oh my gosh. In high school, I remember Hollister,
Yeah.
American Eagle,
Mhm.
Aeropostale,
Yes.
that type of preppy,
Yeah. Were you doing the like two polos, popped
Yes.
collars?
So my polo had to match the do you
Yes,
remember
the
that? What
logo.
is the logo? So
Yeah.
the under shirt had to match the logo out here. So yes.
That's funny. We would wear. I think I'm a little older than you. I'm 34, so you're a little
I'm
bit.
33. I think I'm 30. Yeah, my
Yeah.
birthday's in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I'll be 34.
Okay, so I'll be
Can I be
35 this
30?
year.
Oh my
I think.
gosh.
I know. What are we gonna
Golly,
do?
I don't even. Right?
So we would. I don't know if you guys would do this, but we would wear leg warmers with jean skirts, flip flops,
Oh.
polos. Do you remember that or no?
Yes, I remember. I remember that style, but I never was in that.
No?
I was never in. Yeah, I never wore the skirt.
The
or
skirt. Oh my God, that's all I would wear in high school. Yeah,
really?
jean skirts, and you would buy them like at a certain length, and they were all distressed at the bottom. So the more you wore them and washed them, the shorter they would get. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got away with wearing those to. I think we would do
To
like
school?
this to school. Yeah.
Ah.
But we would wear like leg warmers or leggings.
Leggings, yeah.
And then flip flops, and it'd be raining, and my mom
And
would be like, "Why are you wearing flip flops?"
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's I don't remember wearing that, but I remember seeing that. Yes, in school, definitely.
So we wouldn't have been friends then.
I know, right? But it's so weird. It's so weird that I came from Fort Worth. So I came in 10th grade to South San. It was in 10th grade. So the styles were so different from Fort Worth High School to, South San.
What were they wearing over there?
So it's just casual. I mean, just, I don't know how to explain it, but South San was just much different,
Yeah.
you know.
It had a little
Just
spice to
a
it.
little spice. The way I was so amazed how everybody wore their backpack just straight up. You know how they would just have it against their back, kind of
Oh,
all the way up to their neck,
yes,
like
they
that.
would.
And to me, it was weird. In Fort Worth, we just wore everybody wore their backpacks just normal,
Yeah.
you know. But whenever I came to South San, I noticed that the backpacks were just it was a
It
thing
was like super
all the
high.
way
Yeah.
high,
I
and they
didn't
would
even,
just wear
that's
it like
funny.
that.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? But along with other things, but still, I just
That's
noticed a
funny.
difference in styles.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Well, so I grew up in Floresville, which was more like, I guess, preppy country
Country.
kind of like style. I
Mhm.
mean, same brands, but we would wear them differently, I guess.
Okay.
So when I moved to South San as well, well, first off, I went to Dwight middle school first semester, and I was like, things are different here. Like,
Yes. Yes.
so it's funny that you recognize that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about high school a little bit. You mentioned it a moment ago. Is there anything that you did as a teen that like shocks you now as an adult looking back?
Um. Oh my gosh. Just I was very quiet,
Hmm.
and I'm an introvert. I'm very much of an introvert, but I just noticed how I was very timid on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Just on making friends. Just just the way I saw life. And now I just pretty much have let that go and just built this confidence in myself to where I just want to do more and
Yeah.
do my best. And so I think about it sometimes and I'll think about how come why was I so scared, or why did this bother me or why did I care what people thought,
Yeah.
until now it's just I'm free from that. So
Oh,
it feels so
good.
good to know that, that I grew more,
Yeah.
and I grew out of that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even realize that you were like more to yourself in high school
Yeah.
then.
I had my friends there,
Right. Yeah.
and being new wasn't easy.
Yeah.
A lot of people, well, some people knew if I was the new girl and
Yes.
and so
Mhm.
but I that was just me too. I
Yeah.
loved being to myself, but then also I just noticed I also didn't have that confidence
Yeah.
and but now it's just I'm so glad that, I'm able to do more for myself and for
Yeah.
my family. Yeah.
Well, and that comes with age as well, I think. When
Yes.
we're all when you're teens, like nobody knows what the hell they're talking about, what they're
No.
doing. Like it's
Yeah.
all fake it till you make it. And that's one thing I try to tell my 14-year-old. I'm like, she'll come home and say like so and so said this or that. And I'm
Oh my
like,
God.
do not believe them. I'm like, don't believe
Yes.
everything your friends say because they're probably making it up or bending the story a little bit,
Yes.
like
Yes. And that's funny you say you're 14 because my daughter's 7
Mhm.
and I'm starting now to help her, to build that confidence and let her know, hey, no, you don't have to, listen to that or don't believe everything you hear because
Right.
you never know. It's just so it starts young.
It really does. So there were no ranch parties that Lindsay was winding up at in high school that she's like, what were we doing?
Oh my gosh, I've heard of them.
Okay, because I'm like, her husband
Yes,
was at those ranch parties with
yes.
us.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say from the stories that I've heard from high school, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
He's like, I was here and I was there.
Yeah, and there were no, well, we had cell phones, but not like what we have today.
Yeah.
There was no air tagging, like
No.
checking where you're at. It was like your parents call, you either answer
Or
or
you
you
don't.
don't,
Yes. Most
But
of the time I did it.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
just pay for it later.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, now I'm like, my mom would always say like, just wait,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, I don't
No,
want to
yes.
wait. But
No.
times are different though, I think. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even let my daughter like stay the night anywhere.
Yeah. Same.
Just because I guess maybe it's because I know like what it was like or like
Yes.
what could happen or what did happen to people and I'm like,
Yes.
no, I don't want to.
And then yes, like you said, but then also like you said, times have
Yeah.
changed, and I'm the same way. Everly, my oldest, she's ready to go hang out with her friends and go to
Mhm.
houses and sleepovers. I'm like, girl, not yet,
Not yet, yeah.
no. I'm like, they can come over here, of course.
Yes,
I always invite them. I said, you're more than welcome to bring your friends over, but I don't know about,
yeah.
going over and staying the night. I'm not.
Yes.
No.
Me either. And sometimes I'm like, because when you're, like I said, when you're going through the whole like parenting notions, you never really know if you're making the right decision or what the outcome will be. So I'm like, let me just like hope that I can hang on to her a little bit longer, as long as I can, before she starts kind of, I'm not dumb. She'll probably do these things on her own at some point, but like while she's under my control, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like listing things off. I was like, we would have the most outrageous parties when I was in high school. Yeah, I think I had like a toga party where everybody had to come. Yeah, they had to come in a toga. We would do like lingerie parties.
Yes.
One time for Halloween, my friends and I were dressing up as Victoria's Secret angels.
Nice.
I mean, if you asked us, we thought it was brilliant. But my mom was like, "You're not leaving the house in that costume."
Wow.
Yeah.
And what did you do?
She made me put a blanket like over myself, and she was like telling my friends like, "You guys need to cover yourselves."
Yeah.
I'm like, she has a baby. Her mom doesn't care what she's wearing. You know.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So
I think I started my partying after high school.
Yeah.
So, my partying then was pretty fun there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun time. But high school, yes, I just hear it all from Robert, and he's telling me all this, all the things that happened and what they did, and
yeah,
sound like a fun time too.
You're like, glad I saved you,
Yeah.
babe. Okay, so I want to talk about you and Robert a little bit.
Okay.
Marriage. So how long have y'all been married?
So we've been married since 2015. So in March, it'll be 9 years.
How did y'all meet? Was it at South San?
We knew of each other, but the real story is we met at Cowboys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were in our country stage. I was there every Wednesday. I'm sure he was too.
Wednesdays at Cowboys.
Yeah, that was yes, that was the night. And so and I was there with a group of friends, and then we knew, like I said, we knew of each other. We just never really met. Mm-hmm. And so he just asked me for a dance. Yeah.
Sweet.
So yeah.
And that was the end of it.
Yes. Well, then, we had, exchange numbers and things like that. And then a couple months later, he reached out to me and asked me, hey, can I take you on a date to the Spurs game? And so I said, I was like, sure, yeah, let's go on a date. And so we went on this date, and both of us it was a great date. But once I got home, my sister was like, how was it? And I was like, nope, he's not for me. I was like, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no. And so I'm sure he thought the same thing about me. You know, I'm sure he thought the same.
That's funny.
But at first I was like, no. But then again, we're like, okay, we just, stopped communicating for a while. And then about maybe a few months or 6 months later, we, reconnected. And then from then on, it just, yes. And then from then on, it just continued going. And here we are.
Here we are, yeah. 2 kids later and 9 years of marriage, you said, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I think that's funny. I think it's funny that, like, whenever you're dating somebody, normally the pressure's on the guy, right? Yeah. To, like, make the first move, ask for the first date. But a Spurs game is a good first date.
Yeah. So, I believe he got tickets from his job. Mm-hmm. And so he asked me, he invited me, and I was like, yeah, let's go. I've never been to Spurs game at that time. And so we had a good time. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, what was off, I guess?
I guess it was just the timing of things. And I wasn't ready. And he wasn't ready. I just had to wait for a little bit. Yeah. And but no, after a while, I was like, oh, I miss him. And I started thinking about him, and sure enough, and then we got back together.
Oh, well, good. I love that. I was talking with Andy last night, and I was like, I'm gonna ask her. We're gonna play a game.
Okay.
I was like, what would Robert say are your best and worst qualities?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And so I was like, I'll give you some time to think. And I was like, well, I guess I should ask I'll ask Andy, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, Andy says that my best quality is, well, I'll start with worst. He says my worst quality, he's like, your worst quality is probably that you leave things all over the place. For instance, my shoes. Like, we don't really walk with our shoes in the house,
Oh,
so I
okay.
take them off by the garage door and I'll like leave them there.
Yes.
Or I take them off by the front door and I'll leave them there. Or I
Okay.
walk them to my room, but I don't walk them to the closet. Like,
Yes.
so, and then when he's walking and it's dark and he like trips over them, he's like, your shoes, you know? And I was like, that's not that bad.
I
You know,
know,
It sounds
right?
like I'm pretty perfect,
I
I
know,
guess.
it does. It doesn't sound that bad, really.
And then he's like, your best quality, and this one took him a minute, you know?
Oh my.
And he's like, your best quality is that, what did he say? He said, you love to plan things, but then he was like, you love planning things, but you're not very good at it. He's like, but you try, and you want it to go a certain way. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess that's a good quality. I don't know. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if that's my best quality, but okay.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah. So, yeah. Continue thinking of yours.
Okay. I think I have one.
Okay.
So my worst quality, which I really think it's a great quality, but Robert would say my worst quality is that I clean all the time.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm a nonstop, but I think it's because I cannot sit down for a long time, a long period of time. I have to do something. Mm-hmm. And so he'll say, hey, let's watch a movie. So, let's watch a movie. Let's sit down and watch a movie or series or whatever. And there I am 30 minutes in, but then something clicks in my head that I need to put the washer in the dryer, you know? And so there I am, doing that. And then I get distracted and start washing the dishes or, and he's like, just sit down. And I can. So I would say probably that is my worst quality because, I'm always doing something, Yeah. My best quality would probably be that I don't know. That I'm always there for them. And then he'll ask me, for something or just the simple things, just little things like, can you wake up early and make breakfast for me? And if he,
Yes.
and I used to do that, religiously in the beginning before kids. But then once kids came around, I'm like, it changes and I'm sleeping and don't mess with my sleep and stuff like that. But no, he'll be like, hey babe, can you make breakfast for me in the morning? And there I am. I'm like, okay, yes, of course. So I try to, make him happy on on his end too. So
that's
I would
really
think
sweet.
So. I would think he would say that.
You sound pretty perfect too.
No, yeah, I know we do, right? I am.
Okay, so
our
then
husbands are lucky.
I know. I'm like, you're welcome, babe. You're welcome. Okay, so we'll flip flop it.
Okay.
What is Robert's best and worst quality?
Oh, okay. Robert's best quality for me, for sure, is his cooking.
Oh, he cooks well.
He cooks amazing. So I'm not a cook. I have to, I'm on Pinterest. I'm, Googling some recipes, but he's an amazing cook.
Yeah.
And so, like for Christmas, he made 25 dozen of tamales. He knows how to make the birria, stuff like that. Robert's such a great cook. So I know that if I'm having a long day or just, just not having the best day and I don't want to cook or look something up, I know he's there to make a great meal for all of us.
Robert, invite us over for some birria tacos.
I know. He makes brisket. He makes it all.
Oh,
you name
I love
it, he
that.
does it. And he loves everything. Like he, takes pride in his cooking.
Yeah.
The spices or, everything has to be perfect.
Yeah.
So that's a great quality Robert has for sure.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I'll go with Andy's. Andy's best quality is literally, I feel like he can do anything. Like anything around the house, he figures out a way how to do it. He's literally handy Andy.
Yes,
like he's so handy.
Yes.
Whether it's fixing something here or like making something look nicer, creative. Like he's very creative. He's very handy. And it's funny because he wasn't always like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really did take us getting a home for me to see that side of him. So when it was new, and still to this day, anytime he does something new, or he like learns a new, like he learned how to fix one of our showers upstairs, was
Oh,
like
okay.
the faucet thing broke, and he just like Googled it and fixed it.
Fixed it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm always in awe of him, because I'm like, that's my man,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember your old house, the
Yes.
patio.
Yeah.
Remember the patio, and you had a
Mhm.
swimming pool area?
Yes. So we had a patio that was
Yeah.
built. We like hired someone, but then he added and extended like an extra deck around the
It
pool,
looks so
and
nice.
yeah, he's grade A when it comes to stuff like that. And every like people will ask him like, "Can you come help us with this?" And he's like,
It's different.
"It's different, yeah."
Yes.
And he's like, "I don't know, because yeah, it's just different." So
Yeah.
he's like flattered by it, but at the
Yes.
same time, he's like, "I don't know, that's a big undertaking to do
Right.
it for someone else, you know?"
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that about him.
Aww.
But unlike us, he's not perfect. I'm just kidding, babe. No, so I was gonna say that the thing, one of, I guess not one of, babe, you are pretty perfect. A quality that I don't love so much about him is that in his line of work, he's in charge of a lot of people. So
Oh, okay.
he's good at delegating, and he's good at like making things get done.
Yes.
When that translates into our home life,
Oh.
and he like tells me to do something,
Yeah.
I'm like, don't tell me what to do.
Yes.
You know? I'll give an example. When we were in San Diego last summer, I think I told him on the trip, like, stop telling me what to do, you know? And I was like, stop telling me what to do. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, you just like get an idea and you like have a plan, but you're not part of the plan. It's like I have to do it, you know?
Yes.
So we had went to La Jolla, which is the only thing I wanted to do on that trip. It's
Okay.
probably 30, 45-minute drive from where we were staying. So we went to La Jolla to go look at the sea lions and eat and blah, blah, blah. So when we get to this park where the sea lions are, there's this man blowing, like he has a rope and he's blowing these large bubbles.
Yeah.
And the kids are running around in the park playing. So Andy's like, he stops the car in the middle of the parking lot and he's like, get off the car, go take Harper to play with the bubbles, and I'll find a parking space.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, logic, right? Like,
yes.
Okay, I'll do that. So there I am, chasing Harper, and he's like, and take pictures, right? He's like, and take pictures. So I'm chasing Harper
with
my phone, and I feel something hit me on the head. And I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like looking around, and I'm like, did something just like fly at me? And if you could see the look on Bailey's face, my 14-year-old, she was like, Mommy, a bird pooped. A seagull had pooped on my head. Oh my
gosh.
So I had a big wad of seagull shit in my hair.
No way.
Yes. And so there we are, like, looking for a bathroom. I'm crying because I was, like, fresh and cute, and now I have seagull poop in my hair.
Gosh.
And you know what I thought? This would never have happened if he didn't tell me to get off and take these pictures.
Yes.
So
it's his fault.
It's his fault. So when he finally, like, parked and came and found us, and he was like, I guess I looked all disheveled. He's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, a seagull pooped in my hair, you know? I was so mad, but I didn't want to spoil the, that like day trip for everyone.
Yes.
So then I was like, well, I rinsed my hair out like with water in the shower or whatever, because it was at the beach. So I tied my hair up in a knot, and I was like, I guess we can stay. And he was like, we're not staying. You smell like seagull shit. Like,
let's go.
Yeah. So, but yes, I'm like,
That's
don't
so
delegate
funny.
things to me.
Yes. I can see that.
Yeah. So Robert, she's about to throw you under the bus.
Okay. I'm ready.
What is his worst quality? He's a good cook, but
his worst quality. Oh my gosh. Robert. Let's see. I guess to where I have to pick up after him.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm constantly picking up after him, and he knows this.
Yeah.
So this is not a surprise.
It's not a surprise. It sounds like me with Andy.
It sounds
like your boots are everywhere.
Yes. So I feel like I'm already telling my little ones, pick up after yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. And then there his plate is, his plate's still on the table.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, can you pick up after
Yeah.
yourself, please. And so, but I would think stuff like that, leaving things out. After I clean or something, he just comes home and throws his
Yes.
boots on the floor, and there it is. You know, he leaves his trail all the way to the room.
Yes.
And but when he cleans, he doesn't like for it. You know, he doesn't like for us to do that either.
That's a man thing.
It is.
Yes, like
It is because I tell him, get your clothes or, you know, pick up after yourself. But then whenever he cleans and we do that, he's like, why don't y'all pick up after yourself? He does the same thing. So
yeah, I think that's probably like one main thing in a lot of people's relationships is like it's like you don't notice it until it's you on the other end, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah, we go through that too. And now we're at the time, I don't know if your girls, because they're 7 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
So Bailey's 14, so she catches on to a lot of our like mannerisms.
Yes.
And I catch her repeating things or like reacting the way that I do sometimes. And I'm like, hold up, you know, and I'm like, well, I might agree. Like, you cannot, you know, say that to him. Like, so I have to, you know, check her every now and then. And then it also checks myself because I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have said that one time. They catch on, I'm telling you.
They do. Yes.
Okay, so we're going to move on a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to go back to our childhoods again.
Okay.
And, or I guess it could be when you were an adult. We're going to play white lies.
Okay.
What is a white lie that you've told, either as a child or an adult, that you can think of?
A lie.
Yeah.
A white lie. I'm sure I've said many.
Yeah.
Let's see. A lie. I'm trying to think.
Okay. We talked about, like, when we moved to San Antonio, right? From different cities, different towns. My white lie that I have never come clean about, only to 2 people, Andy and one of my friends, Alyssa. So when I moved from Floresville to Dwight, in Floresville, I cheered all my life. I was part of like an all-star group that I would do and other things. I cheered. When I went to Dwight, everybody was sporty. There weren't really like cheerleaders there. And so I was like, okay, well, that's not going to like help me fit in, get friends, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm so embarrassed to say this. So I decided, and this is why I tell Bailey, don't believe everything your friends say.
Okay.
Okay. So I decided that when I went to Dwight, I was going to tell them that I played basketball in Floresville. Okay? And I was like, I played basketball. I don't know shit about basketball, but I guess sometime I heard somebody say point guard. I didn't know point guard is an important position.
The main one.
So I was like, yeah, it was point guard. Don't know what, yeah. And they were just like, oh, okay. And at the time, the schools never played each other because they were just like different, I don't know what they were different school rankings or whatever, right? So the districts did not play each other. So yeah, I was like, I was point guard for whatever league. I think at the time I said like the Pizza Hut basketball league or something because that used to be a thing. I think I played one game and I sat on the sidelines as an extra. Like they just needed somebody to play the game that day, you know?
Yeah.
And so they were like, hey, will you come like help us out so we can stay in the game? Anyway, so yeah, I told people that I played basketball, told them I was point guard. When I got to high school, South San and Floresville started playing each other. And in my brain, I'm like, I hope these people don't remember that I was telling them. Because like clearly they had already gotten to know me and they were like, this chick does not play basketball, you know? Like, so yeah, white lie, I'm coming clean. I never played basketball in middle school. What a loser. I don't know why I said that.
That's funny. I feel like I've done something like that before, but I feel more, it came to mind, my white lies were more towards my parents.
Oh, yeah.
I told, oh my gosh, so many, you know, lies because we're very sheltered and I couldn't go out and I couldn't do anything. So I would, you know, tell my parents, I am going with my best friend who they loved, you know, I'm going with Lo on Friday, or I'm going, you know, her name is Lori. I call her Lo. I would always, you know, she was always my cover up. Yeah. And I would always tell her, you know, or tell my parents, I'm going with love. Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Have
Yeah.
fun. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And there I was. Thank you, Mom.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dad. And I think it was more towards them.
Towards them, you're telling white lies. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Then yeah.
So many.
No, same thing. I mean, I would always say like we're going to Raquel's. Raquel was the girl that we were all close with, and we would go to Raquel's, but we just didn't stay at Raquel's.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't even go with my friend Lori.
yeah.
I would be like, okay.
Okay. Yeah. No, I remember one time we did say we were going to Raquel's. We got dropped off and waited like I don't know 5-10 minutes. We got picked up by some of our guy friends.
Yeah.
And I remember them being like, "Your mom's waiting at the corner, like watching."
Oh
And I
my.
was like, "No, she's not." And sure enough, she never brought it up, but
Mhm.
yeah, she was like, "I'm on to you."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure she knew.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel
I
like
never told her.
yeah, I think that so like now that you have mom intuition,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
But I think that at some point probably all parents feel like, okay, we got to like give a little.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, not my mom.
No?
No.
Never?
No.
So maybe
my
she
mom,
didn't know.
yes. My mom will just nope. They were very strict.
Yeah.
Growing up, and so, but that's why I had to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, and I do think now too, like I want, if and when, I just want my children, because I have more than one, obviously, them to feel like no matter what the issue is, no matter what situation they get themselves into, like call me and I will come get you,
Yes.
Because like the fear of getting in trouble, I don't want it to supersede like the fear of me taking care of them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's funny. So, white lies.
Yes.
I mean, Lindsay didn't really tell white lies to
I
people.
don't
like me.
remember.
I'm like, this big weight is off my chest now. I'm just
You're
kidding.
like, everybody knows now the real me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's funny. Okay, so last game that we'll play.
Okay.
Pet peeves. Okay?
Yes.
Ba-dum-ba-bum. Do you have any pet peeves that you can think of?
Pet peeves. I can't stand. Oh. I'm so bad at these games.
No, I'm sorry. Well, so I always wonder, like, do I give them these ahead of time so they can think of them or not? But
It's okay.
so a while back, one of my pet peeves is in general, but it happened to me, and I don't think people should do this to others. If you see someone that you think looks like someone you know, okay? Like if I see a girl and I'm like, oh, look, that looks like Lindsay. Do not take a picture and send it to Lindsay and be like, I found your twin.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, don't do that because half the time, like, it's not accurate, or at least it's all subjective, right? Like, so
Yes.
I'm like, don't do that. And yeah, somebody did that to me, and I was like, I guess I could see it, but I'm like, is that what I look like?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I would never do that.
Yeah.
I would never do, since I've had someone at a restaurant tell me something that I look like someone, which I won't even mention the name because it's so embarrassing. And my husband was like, how do you take that? I'm like, I don't know. Thank you, I guess, because she's famous, but
now I'm
I
curious
didn't really.
who it is.
I'll tell you later.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm like, don't do that to people. And so I've told one of my close friends at work, I'm like, don't do that. So now when somebody, like when she sees that, she'll just send it to me and be like, hey, this looks like this person. And I'm like, stop saying
Oh my gosh.
But then I'm there analyzing, like, do they? I guess I could see what you're seeing.
So now I see that actress and I'm like, whatever.
You're
like,
no, yeah.
That does not look like me. You tell me. You'll tell me later.
Okay, yes. Now I can't wait to hear. Okay, another pet peeve that I can think of is like last minute cancellations.
Oh, okay.
So like I understand shit happens, right?
Yes.
And so it's
yes,
okay.
That is.
But if I invite you somewhere, right? And then let's say my kids get sick and I have to back out and I'm like I feel terrible, but I will make it up to you. Then I'm like, okay, give me one pass. The second time around, I am not going to cancel, So if somebody invites me somewhere and something happens and they cancel and I'm like, okay, we are all human. Like,
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. But I've had this happen with people like on more than one occasion, and I'm like, just don't invite me
Yes.
anymore. Like, I'm like, because it takes time to like find a sitter,
Yes, you
get
have
an
to.
outfit, like figure it all out. Yeah.
That's happened to me several times. Where we're like, oh yeah, let's do this, let's do that, and like, yeah, we're excited, and then last minute, oh no, I can't do this, or I
Yeah.
can't do that. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely that is, I think that's what I could see that being,
Yeah.
for a lot of people,
Yeah.
a pet peeve for that, because you get your hopes high or whatever,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and then they back out. I try not to do that.
I try not to, but yeah, I mean, like I said, there's sometimes you just can't
Yes, yeah.
avoid it. But at least I also think it matters like timing. If there's enough time, like it makes it a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But like I'm talking like same day where you're like so excited to do something, and then they're like, yeah, no.
They're like, no. I remember one. I remember going to or one of my favorite country artists. Like, he was gonna perform, and friends and I were supposed to go, and then last minute it's like, no, we can't go. I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah, you're like,
just
I
kind
could
of,
have found
I
someone
could.
else.
But stuff like that, yes,
Yeah.
that's definitely a pet peeve.
Pet peeve, yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure like there's so many other ones, but
No.
I can't. Yeah, I had time to think of these, so maybe I need to switch up my game here.
No.
So, I'm so excited to see all the things that are happening this year. Do you have anything new that's coming up this year? I guess what are you looking forward to in 2024?
Oh, just growing and being more on social media. And I love that you invited me here today, because this is my first, I guess, one-on-one or interview
Yeah.
type of environment. And it just kind of helps me to, do more and
Yeah.
get more comfortable in
Mhm.
front of the cameras. And yeah, I'm excited just to grow more within my boutique.
Yeah.
And
Well, you're a natural. I love seeing all of your things that you post on there. So,
I try.
I think, and especially you have like your daughters watching you, no pressure, right?
Right. Yes. And then my husband too, he'll tell me, fix this or do this. So I try to take it into consideration, and.
Is that tough for you? Because like Andy, I've said this before. I think I could not have done this without his help.
Oh,
Obviously.
yeah.
So after every episode, once I'm done like editing and stuff, I'm like, okay, babe, watch it, listen to it, like give me your feedback.
Mhm.
And sometimes I'm like, and I'm going to admit, I'm on a struggle bus because he'll tell me something and I'm like, like, yeah, no. But I'm like, he's just trying to be helpful. So do you struggle with that too at
I
all?
do that. I am too. So Robert will, tell me something, and he's like, "Why are you getting mad?"
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm not
It's just
mad.
I'm not mad. It's just, don't tell me that,
Yeah.
But no, I mean, he definitely tries to help me, and I know it's for the best, and he's trying to help,
Yeah.
me do better.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. I mean, it's really hard to, like, I couldn't imagine doing it without a support system. So I'm glad that
Mhm.
he is that for you.
Yes.
And I hope that it continues growing your
Yes.
business. And yeah, if anything, I guess big comes up, definitely let's collaborate again.
No, of course.
But yeah, so tell everybody, what are your social media pages?
So I'm on Instagram and Facebook at It's a Mom Thing Boutique, and as well as TikTok.
TikTok. And then again, it's the Painted Tree.
Yes, we're located inside the Painted Tree Boutiques in Shop E9.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
It
had a
was
good
fun.
time. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thanks.
Now I can finish my drink.
I know, right? I'm like, yeah, we'll break out the cans for
Yes.
this now.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening, for watching Lady on the Street podcast. This is, again, the 9th episode, and I cannot wait to continue bringing you more. Go ahead and like, rate, subscribe, share, follow, do all the things, tell your friends about it, and continue listening. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next episode. Bye.
Did I?